Hi folks, this is the interior demonstration of our rollerteam zefiro 685 4-berth motorhome. Start off at the front, 6-speed manual, Bluetooth stereo, aircon, cruise control, everything you would require. 2 front seats, both swivel round. There is a lever at the front of these seats when they're fixed to the forward facing position. This allows them to swivel. You may have to use the normal lever which moves the seat forward and backwards just to get them around into this position. Front has blinds, as I explained on the exterior video. Only use these internal blinds in the summer months. Please ensure you use the exterior one in the winter months. What you do is press them two together, pops out and goes across. You're not using them, put it away. Same with the front, and it just magnets together at the front. This motorhome has got 2 TVs, both of them are 12 volts, so both will work without electrical cup, both DVD players. Both connected to external aerials, so you can get free view channels. All I will say about this is, if you manage to get some signal, you do. If you don't, you don't. Simple as that. All depends whereabouts you are. So, say if you're in a campsite in the middle of some hills or mountains or something like that, or out the way, you may not get any free view signal. So we always say to customers, bring plenty of DVDs with you. Or if you've got a Fire Stick, bring that with you and connect that up. This is connected to, that's the signal booster for the aerial. Normally, let's say there's got a red light at the bottom. If it's green, you may gain some signal. 12 volt point up there and a 240 volt point. And down here we have another box which is 12 volts, so you can plug in USB ports or normal 12 volt connections into this box if you need to. And there is the roof skylight, easy enough to open. You just undo the brackets, push the window open at the top and then lock off with that screw. One thing about all the windows in the motorhome, do not drive with them open. Skylights, rear windows, or this big skylight at the front. Simple reason is if you lose one, which is very possible if you leave it undone while you're driving. I think that front one's about £800. The side one's normally around £400, so could be a great expense if you don't check that they're all shut before you set off. Plenty of storage at the top. This motorhome is a 240 volt heater, so in the winter months if you want to use that, you can use that. Just plug it in and that'll work. Working his way down into the dinette area. Got a table, seating, enough seating for 5 people. 2 more 3-point seat belts there, so 4 berth with 4 seat belts. The table is affixed to the floor, but underneath is a little grey bracket there, look. So if that's off, the table can move into different positions wherever you need it. And then while you're driving, put it into that position, push that grey lever, and that locks the table. You will find several 240 volt sockets around the van. These can only be used if you're on a campsite with electrical cup. One of the most common questions I get asked is, the kids have plugged in the tablet or plugged in a laptop and it's not charging, and they're going down the motorway. That's because you're not plugged into 240 volt. So the 240 volt plug sockets will only work if you're plugged into a campsite with the extension lead. Under the table, you might not be able to see it with this. Under there is a 12-volt socket if you want to use that, so you can charge up mobiles and tablets and things. Moving further back, plenty of storage. Up here is the electric bed. I'm going to show how that works on the next video, which includes the control panel heating. Storage up here. A sink with hot and cold water. 3-burner hob. Got a grill and oven down there. Just pushing and ignite. One way for the grill, one way for the oven. The hob is push in and then there's an igniter with it. Plenty of storage. And cutlery and cleaning products and everything in the cupboards. Fridge and freezer. Big one in this motorhome. Quite easy to use. These are basically automatic nowadays, so when you come and collect the motorhome, it'll be an automatic setting. I'm already plugged into electric at the moment, so it's set on electric. If you unplug it, it'll fire up on gas, providing you've got your gas bottles turned on. And then when you start the motorhome, it also goes onto a battery setting. So this is only designed to work while the engine's running. Keeps the fridge cool while you're driving. If you need to turn it off, main power button there, just keep your finger on that. That's the fridge off. Turn it back on. It'll do its own thing. Now if you need to change any settings, you press this middle button. Keep your finger pressed on it, it'll flash. So you can go from plug, battery or gas. And say it will be set on auto, so press enter. Temperature wise, so this is your fridge temperature. Now with the motorhome fridge in the winter months, telling what's to be on 2. In the summer months, 3. Now if you turn it up to maximum in the summer months thinking your fridge is going to get colder, that doesn't happen. All it does is make the fridge warmer, believe it or not. It's just how the way they work. So you'll find when you come to it, it's set on 2 for the winter, 3 for the summer. Press the enter button. And that's it, we're set. So that's all you have to do. Lever there, just pull it. Freezer at the top. Fridge. Bottom is the bottle storage. That's it. Working his way to the middle of the motorhome, you've got the shower. Separate shower on this one. Shower screen there, so obviously if you use a shower, you should shut the shower screen. Hot and cold water. Shower, I'm trying to explain to you, the boiler that does the hot water is like a big kettle. So when it's hot, which I'll show you on the control panel demonstration, you have about 13 litres of hot water. It's not a combi boiler, so it doesn't warm up as you go along. If you use that 13 litres, then you have to wait for it to warm up again. So, as I always advise, if you jump in the shower, it is literally jump in, put the water on, get yourself wet and lathered up, wash yourself off and don't leave it running, otherwise 2 or 3 minutes you'll run out of hot water and you've got to wait for it to warm up again. So the showers are just jump in, jump out. Toilet area, this door here for the toilet also blocks off the bedroom area. And here we've got sink, hot water, cold water, storage under there. There is storage under that flap too. And you see in there, look, those boxes contains tablets. So what they are, these keep your toilet fresh and break everything down. So when you collect the motorhome, it'll already have a couple of tablets in the toilet. When you empty the toilet, push the cassette back in, come into the van, open the flap on the toilet, put 1 or 2 of these tablets in, either the blue tablets or the washing tablets. into the actual toilet itself, and that'll keep it fresh for you, break everything down. So there'll always be some of these in the van. We supply these for you, just for you to use. Toilet. So to use the toilet, on the wall there, blue button, that's a flush. So that comes from the main water tank. There's nothing separate to fill up, so you just press that, flushes around the toilet. Under the bowl there is a grey lever, which I mentioned on the other video. So in that position, the flap to the cassette is shut. If you push it away from you, that opens the flap up, so the waste in the toilet goes into the cassette. So it opens that flap in there. Once you've used the toilet, shut that flap. That obviously keeps everything contained in the cassette. If you forget to shut that while you're driving, as mentioned in the other video, you may find that something out the toilet has come out and gone into that trap box at the bottom of the cassette. So always make sure that's shut. Light switches under there. The actual lights in the roof, they are touch. So all you do, the centre of the light, touch it with your finger and that turns it on. They say when your cassette's full, you can actually see how full your cassette is when you open that flap up. When you need to empty the cassette, shut the flap, pull your cassette out from outside, empty it, push it back in, put some of those tablets in. Rear, sorry my ugly mug's on this one. So the rear of the motorhome has got 2 single beds at the moment. Please note we don't supply bedding. I do supply the bottom sheets, so these will be fitted. I don't normally supply bedding. These are just for bedding. These are just for demonstration purposes. So you can leave these set up. In this area you've also got another TV. Same as the front, 12 volt TV with DVD player. Connected to its own aerial. Same again. If you go to signal you do. If you don't, you don't. Simple as that. So remind to take some DVDs with you. There is a 240 volt point behind there and another 12 volt point if you need to use it. Plenty of storage in this area, so again we've got drawers, another drawer that comes out there. This is the actual wardrobe in the van. There is a rail in there. Plenty of room for storage in there, and again another cupboard in there. Light switches again, and say you'll find them everywhere. There's one under that unit there, that does the rear lights, and behind the actual telly there is 2 light switches behind there that for the shower area and the blue lights that are on the floor. The blinds are all the same. These literally pull down and hook in, so just get the blind, pull it down, it goes all the way down to the bottom. Want to release it, just pull it down a bit, goes up to the top. And the windows, if you want to open the windows, same as the front skylight, just press these buttons, that opens the window, do them all, push it open and lock it shut with the locking mechanism there. And say quite imperative, and before you drive anywhere, always check all the windows, skylights that are shut. Just in case the kids have left one open, last thing you want is to lose a window while you're out on hire, because you'll be responsible for it. And there we go. Same light switches under there, look, 240 volt point. Light switches onto the unit as well for all them. That's the interior done. I'll do the other video with the control panel and the bed setup.